This is Hollywood. Your pal Matías Bombal with you, and Warner Brothers brings us a movie set in the not-too-distant future, simply titled Her, starring Joaquin Phoenix and Amy Adams on the screen, and the voices of Scarlett Johansson, Brian Cox, and Christian Wiig emanating from various computers in this story, directed by Spike Jonze. Let's be clear, it's not the Spike Jonze, the band leader of City Slickers fame, who's been gone quite some time now, but really Adam Spiegel, who spells his movie-directing pen name Jonze. Her is the only movie that he has written and directed from his own original script. This is the story of a chap named Theodore, who works composing handwritten letters for clients that are too busy to write their own, or perhaps do not know how to write in cursive, as it is no longer taught. Oddly enough, a computer generates and prints these handwritten letters, which he dictates. This serves in contrast to his own life, a lonely one after a breakup with his former wife, who he is avoiding so as not to have to finally sign divorce papers, which would sever his last tie to a real close human being in an intimate setting in his life. Fumbling about between these settings, he acquires a new computer operating system for his home and mobile that possesses artificial intelligence, and once installed, begins to assess him and his computer files to get to know him and converse with him in a manner eerily in the same pattern as one forms a relationship with a new lover. This happens very fast, not unlike new amorous relations, and here we hear the computer Samantha, voiced by Scarlett Johansson, getting a little more intimate.
Earlier I was thinking about how I was annoyed, and I know this is going to sound strange, but I was really excited about that. And then I was thinking about the other things I've been feeling, and I caught myself feeling proud of that, proud of having my own feelings about the world, like the times I was worried about you, and things that hurt me, things I want. And then I had this terrible thought. Like, are these feelings even real? Or are they just programming? And that idea really hurts. And then I get angry at myself for even having pain. Oh, what a sad trick.
You feel real to me, Samantha.
Thank you, Theodore. That means a lot to me.
Seems things are moving along rather rapidly. When I first heard the plot of this story, I thought the premise somewhat comic, but on the screen, not so. It pushes some very interesting ideas most intelligently by examining what constitutes a real relationship versus the electronic ones that we form. It investigates the hopeful avenues sought by the lonely to fill emptiness found within. Don't let the futuristic setting and the idea of an artificially intelligent computer depicted here shield your eyes from the very contemporary, analogous world we experience every day with the proliferation of the smartphone. The director clearly, to me, is giving us a future mirrored view of us today, where we are surrounded by souls with heads tilted down, looking at their smartphone in their hand simply because they can, and they do. Our present world, with all of its beauty and horror, is taking second place to a preferred electronic connection to our surroundings, which are really still there, right in front of us, if we merely engage with it and look up at it. You'll find this a thought-provoking movie and well done by all involved. I'll single out the most beautiful aspect of this film. It is not loud. It does not have an overbearing musical score that will annoy you or draw attention to itself. Owen Pallett is responsible for the music that you'll hear in the film, mixed with subtlety and finesse. The entire dialogue is intimate and conversational. The standard shape of the 1:8:5 old film aspect ratio is used, although, of course, entirely digitally presented when you'll see it, and I think you should. Mr. Phoenix gives a sensitive, clever performance, and you'll be glad to see this intelligent commentary on our world of today, set in the future. So don't miss her, or should I say, don't miss her, from Warner Brothers. This is your pal, Matías Bombal, bidding you a fond farewell.